Welcome to a special kind of level episode, another little supplement to the show. We figured that shipbuilding mechanically might not be everyone's cup of tea. It is a lot of crunch. It is a lot of details and a lot of slotting and in and out of things that'll working or what will work and what won't work. So we figured we wouldn't put it into the narrative for the terms of pacing, but for people who like that kind of stuff, who like the level episodes and who like the character building, shipbuilding is a big part of Starfinder. So we didn't want to exclude it entirely. So welcome to the first, I don't know if we'll do another one, episode of our shipbuilding. This is you guys repairing the Maverick. And I know I asked you guys prior to this to like kind of come up with some ideas of what you want the ship to, how you envision it working in terms of function. So I think we're just gonna snowball or like spitball it, and we're going to see what we come up with and see how the Maverick takes shapes in your eyes.
Watch this turn into 2 hours and just
us screaming at each other. You piece of shit!
Yeah,
no!
This is
Over
how the
my
ship
dead
falls
body.
apart.
Yeah.
This is the last episode, everyone.
Yeah, this is the risk of Starfinder.
Terry wants nothing
right.
but M8 thrusters and fucking self-destruct sequences.
How'd you know that was the first thing I was going to throw out?
Terry, I know you.
No, okay. I actually have a legitimate thing that I think the place we should start. It's the one I've been thinking about, because every time I try to build this ship on my own, I always hit this one point. I was like, damn it, I need to go back and fix everything.
Okay, so before we get into it, I want to explain to the audience how this works. So when you build a ship in Starfinder, there are two specific resources you have to pay attention to. There's the PCU cost, which is how much power something uses aboard the ship, and that is derived from like the reactor. Every reactor has a power output, and you can't exceed the PCU of your reactor. Otherwise, you don't have enough power to run your ship. Secondly, there is something a little more mechanic and like behind the scenes, which is the BP, which is a build point. And this is sort of the like how much space you have on your ship and how much in terms of your character level you can put on your ship. It's a way to stop characters or people from having ships that are like ultimate destroyers at level 3. BP increases every time you level up. The ship level ups with you, and you can earn BP as a reward for ship combat and various quests and stuff. So that is how you guys get BP. Going into this, you guys are going into building the Maverick, rebuilding the Maverick with 45 BP. That is how much you earned from doing contracts with Goa and Kaya.
And you're set on the 45, not the 50.
I'm set on the 45.
Shit, okay.
That was Niall's whole plan, was to butter you up. Now it's all gone out the window.
I built 2, and then I really fell in love with the 50. I felt like it actually came together and felt like a ship.
Okay,
we don't deserve a real ship. Oh, never mind. The butter may have worked.
Oh.
Okay, let's go with 50. Let's go with 50 BP.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, will I lay out my ship? Because I've built a full ship, and then you guys tell me what you think and work from there.
Sure. Well, Terry did say he wants to pitch something right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Terry pitch whatever the fuck he's up to, and then we will...
It's nothing crazy, I promise.
And should we also do you want to run through like the various options, Dane? Like or is that boring?
So the base model that you guys have been given is a Explorer. It is a medium-sized ship. It is tier 4 because you guys are level 4. We are operating under the assumption that the reactor is sort of always going to be an Eris reactor for narrative purposes, but you can upgrade it in the same way that you can any other ship. So I'm not going to be like, sorry, that Eris reactor is the only thing. We'll hand wave it and say that like there are ways to overclock it. There are ways to add power sources to it. So you don't need to worry about being locked in, because like otherwise you would never have enough power late game. At that point, you have things like thrusters, which affects the speed. You have armor, which affects your AC. You have computers, which help all kinds of roles aboard the ship. Then you have things like countermeasures, which are ways to distract from like target lock, stuff like that, and being hacked from afar. You have various security systems in terms of anti-personnel weapons, anti-hacking systems, and then you have things that you can add into your computer systems to help, again, protect from sort of technological attacks. And then you have things for sensors, which allow you to scan things. You have things like shields, which again negate damage. And then ultimately at the end, which is kind of like where your ship gets really customizable, is with expansion bays. And the Maverick starts off with 4.
And those expansion bays, when not used, also count as like storage space. So there is kind of like it's like if we use them all up, we'll have limited carrying capacity.
Correct. All right, Dern, hit me with whatever you're pitching.
All right, I know we're all excited, but this is where I always get stopped as I was putting my own ship together, and I say we start with the weapons, and I say all we do weapon-wise is we throw a light particle beam onto the turrets, just get a gun that can shoot every direction, it's good to go, and build from there. There was only going to be one gunner on the ship anyway, as far as I know. And then we have the weapons taken care of, and then we can just build whatever the fuck we want from that point forward.
I feel like Niles got some spicy retorts.
Yeah, that sounds terrible to me.
Oh my god, how many weapons you got there, Niall?
What? How many guns? I have 4 currently.
What? Why? You don't need 4.
Yeah, you do. So, okay, you want to hear me out?
All right, yeah.
So, for me, gun-wise, I feel like we need some range, right? So we don't need just like a short range thing. We need at least medium. I also really want us to have a flak thrower because they seem both, useful in terms of like standard combat, but also defense, right? Because it's what I believe is point weapon.
Yeah, so the way point weapons work mechanically is if something has a speed, so if someone shoots missiles at you, usually target lock weaponry has a speed attached to it, you have the potential ability to intercept that target lock with a point weapon. So with a point weapon on board, if I shoot a missile at you that's tracking you, the gunner can attempt a reaction to shoot that missile before impact.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take you through my ship. Right?
Please do.
All right.
If do you want just the weapons?
No, everything.
Do your ship.
Do the ship.
Go ahead.
Okay. So in my eyes, if we're doing 50 BP, we got M4 thrusters, right? We got Mark II armor, anti-hacking 1, Mark III defense.
Well, let's talk about what those are.
Yeah.
Because none of this means anything to anyone without the sheet open.
That's so fair.
Mark IV thrusters are the slowest option, I believe, available to you guys.
Yes, but there's also the maneuverability, right?
Exactly. The faster your ship is, the harder it is to control. While there is a benefit to having a fast ship, if you can't control it, it's not great. So what it seems like you're chasing after the maneuverability as opposed to the speed.
Yeah, I feel like for Cody, that's where his mind's at. Like speed is good, and we're still not exactly slow, but the maneuverability seems very important.
You're the pilot. We appreciate your opinion on that. I think that sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. I went with the basic power core because I don't think we need more PCU currently.
So I agree on that one.
Yeah.
The so armor-wise, I guess we have 5 options. So from a +1 up to a +5, although the final one does take away your maneuverability, presumably because you're so bulky or heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I went with the second one because it still gives us a decent armor bonus, but I needed to save BP. On a 45 BP build, I did have it on 3. Anti-hacking 1, which again is, I guess, armor for hacking.
Yep.
Mark III defenses for countermeasures.
Okay.
Because they're not that expensive in terms of BP, and they seem cool.
Yes, for again, I think we briefly touched on it, but countermeasures usually are for, there are 2 kinds of attack, much like hand-to-hand combat. There's EAC and KAC. In this one, there's AC and TL, which is your armor class and your target lock. So if someone is shooting a targeted attack at you, it specifically targets your TL, the same way that if someone's using an energy weapon, it targets your EAC.
Mm-hmm. Then I picked the mid-range shield, so basic shield 20, because again, it worked with the BP cost and middle of the road at it,
Objection, I think we should go to 30.
Well, wait until we get everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Short range budget scanners, because we're starting out. Medical bay, because, healing is a thing we fall flat on. And then that leaves us enough to put a light torpedo launcher on the turret. All right. Which is a medium weapon that lets us shoot like, I guess, like a tracking missile.
I will talk about firing arcs as well. So in Starfinder, the ships have 4 firing arcs and then a turret. Turrets can shoot 360 in any direction, and then other things are locked to sides of the ship. So you can have guns on the front, guns on the back, and on either side. So that is, you kind of want something with at least something on the turret to have full defensive and offensive capabilities.
Yeah. So basically, I had thrown the torpedo launcher on the turret as well as a flak thrower. So we have 360 coverage for medium stuff, for firing, and for defense. And then put 2 light laser cannons on the front, link them so you can fire them both at the same time. And then in Cody's mind, then for dogfighting, it's like that maneuverability gets us up on people. We can fire bolt laser cannons, do a shit ton of damage, and it just seems really cool. So we got some defenses, we got some range, we got some 360-degree coverage, and on top of that, we get some cool dogfighting and some big damage.
Which gun was going on the turret?
For the turret, it was the
torpedo launcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the flak thrower was on the back.
No, flak thrower is also on the turret.
Can you put 2 weapons on the turret? I think you can have 1 weapon on
You have
the
to
turret.
add another mount, which I
okay.
So every arc can hold up to 3 mounts based on the size of your ship.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes us to 100 PCU and max 50 BP, or are we like?
It takes us to 94 PCU, I believe.
Okay.
And
Damn. Okay.
max BP.
And the only expansion bay we use in that build is a medical bay.
Yes.
I have words, but I want Ryan's opinion.
Yeah, throw out what you think. That's. I tried to cut a fine line between Niall and Cody there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like it. I think the weapons are really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit too much in the sense that I feel like for the expansion bays, the fact we don't have a recreation suite or even like there's just some minor things that we could have in there that for quality of life purposes and for like our lives on the ship that just seem a little bit important to Maverick for like team morale, aka the bar.
Now we do have a bar, so
does the bar take a bay, or is that going to be on
the bar? In terms of like the way that taverns are built, the bar will be. You don't have to slot in your bar. That will come with the repair of the ship.
Then I'm good. I like the twin lasers a lot.
No. I will admit I was wrong about the weapon thing. I apologize. No, you were correct about the weapons. My bad.
It's just like that's like for Cody, it was the piloting and the weapons were like the top priority.
Because in my mind and Durin's mind when I was building my ship, it was just like, let's just throw a weapon on there, and then I just maxed out defensively on the ship.
Which is totally fine if you guys want to go that route, you know?
No. It's I like what you did. But let's be honest, we don't need a medical bay. Let's just toss that shit out. We don't need it. Let's get some basic shields 30. Let's use that let's use that BP for something that's going to actually get used for.
That's bold. I like it.
That's a bold what
does the medical bay do for us in game? Like, what's the math on it? It just
it's flavor. It's mostly flavor.
It's not.
I know.
What are you trying to sell Maverick on right now? You're like, hey, Maverick, we don't need to heal each other. A magic tree made me a cleric.
Well, that is a good point. It's like, basically it allowed treat 3 patients at once. It treat deadly wounds task twice per day on each patient.
Gentlemen, I feel like we're on like.
That's actually pretty
good. This decision we're about to make on this medical bay is going to be the most important decision we make for this whole campaign.
I'm also going to throw this out, and this is not to influence you guys in this current decision, but something to think of later on down the road. As you guys try to amass crew, which you will have multiple opportunities to recruit people or be asked to join. Like, you will have moments where people will want to join you, or you'll want them to join you. And if you don't have certain facilities on your ship, they won't join you.
We need a doctor.
Oh, wait, I had that thought. There's no way Short Jack will join us if we don't have a tech workshop on the ship.
Fuck, you're right.
Is that accurate? Or would we I guess we wouldn't know, right?
Yeah.
That was my thought process when I saw it.
No, Terry, that's a good one, buddy. That's a good one.
Hey, tech workshop sounds fucking cool. Again, I'm not married to the medical bay. I just felt like we are not Healy boys, although I guess we kind of are now, but...
Like, if we cut one gun, can we get the bay and a tech workshop?
Cody had a brain malfunction and didn't hear you ask to cut guns. Try again?
Because, like, once again, I'm just going for Mass Effect 2, and if we don't get Dr. Solarius, whatever his name is, then, like, we're screwed. So I'm like, if we don't have this med bay and this tech workshop...
Okay, we definitely need the tech workshop so we can get Short Jack on right. Which computer did you pick, Cody?
What do you mean?
Nile. Fuck. Which computer did you pick?
It was
I'm assuming that MK1.
MK1, but
MK1.
No computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
the duo node or the mono node?
Mono node.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't sure how many things we'd need for that. You know what I mean?
And
like
for,
again,
for the audience, the computer allows
Sorry,
you
yes.
to use the computers grant a +1, and in this case, they give bonuses based on their quality to like any check. So you can choose at some point in time. The gunner can be like, "Cool, I'm going to use the targeting system with the computers to assist in my shot," or you can be like, "Cool, I'm going to activate a navigational program to help me with a pilot check," and it will add a +1 to whatever role whoever is using it for. And then like as it goes on, you get like the duo node gives you 2 +1s per combat turn.
well, look, if we ditch the medical bay, because it's pretty hefty in terms of BP, because it's 8 when
Yeah.
tech workshop is 1. So we could get rid of the medical bay, throw the tech workshop in there, upgrade our computer almost fully, or do the duo node, which I think might be more, because that will give you 2 +1s audience as opposed to a +2, which is the,
duo node, I would say, would be a good idea.
and then
but
we
not-
have another 5 BP we could do to like buff up anything else. And like we
I
can
think-
always, when we fix the ship up next time, or I think when you level up you get BP. Get the
You
medical
will
bay
get
as well.
a little bit of BP per level, but you'll also
Mhm.
get it as rewards for quests and during starship combat.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Let's cut the medical bay for the tech workshop.
because I think it
Okay.
is fair that the tech workshop is probably going to be more important in terms of short check. I don't actually know what the tech workshop does though.
It
There's
gives
going to
us
be a
short
lot of
check.
stuff that I will homebrew depending
Sure.
on, again, who's in your crew or like who's on your crew and the facilities you have on board. You will be getting bonuses or penalties or whatever depending on the combination of things.
Mhm.
So having a tech workshop with short jack on board might result in getting a few free items
Okay.
every certain time. Same thing with like if you had a doctor and a medical bay, you might get some healing items every now and then.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I will also say like things like the recreation suite and stuff like that might be super important to a character later on down the road who might look at your ship and be like, nah, that's not somewhere I want to live.
Yeah. I think for now, tech workshop.
And I do want max shields. I'm gonna lean into
We're
that.
all at
You guys are
such
cool.
different parts of this because I want all of these bullshit expansion bays. Terry wants to survive and Nile wants to do damage, which I feel like fits us as human beings.
Wow. I guess so. And our characters.
Yeah. Merrick just wants bullshit story options because I don't want to miss out on any of like Dane's like hot doctors or whatever he throws at us.
Well, I'm
Oh.
assuming we have time. You know what I mean? Like we're getting short jack right now. Hopefully, I doubt we're gonna immediately bump into a doctor and have Dane be like, "Oh, you don't have a health bay? Ooh, sucks."
He owes us a life debt. He has to come with us.
All right, yeah, let's cut the med bay for the tech workshop and the computers.
Okay.
Shield-
Then did you
shields.
want to upgrade to the duo node?
Yeah.
Okay. So
What's our shields right now? Is it the weakest shields we have right now?
No, he has it at 20. For one more BP, it's 30.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
It does bump our PCU output to by 5. I'm not sure if that affects us
By
at all.
5.
Yeah, the PCU goes from 10 to 15.
Okay. Well, we'd be losing 8 from the thing, and we still had 6 to play with.
Okay. Cool.
All
I
right.
have to.
I feel like
take
whatever
a minute to,
happens,
like-
it's going to be my fault right now
No.
for pitching to remove the medical bay.
There goes all of our hot doctors, guys.
Oh my god, the hottest doctors.
So the duo node doesn't change our PCU at all, which is cool.
Yeah, just one more BP, which is good.
Just saying, if we have the BP for it, we can bump up those sensors.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to do all this math between the two different pages. So, if we cut the med bay, we can get max shields, the duo node, tech workshop, and max sensors.
Yeah. 45
feel
is
like-
the right one. Sorry, guys.
Seriously?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Cool.
How does that sound? Sounds pretty good to me.
You know what? I'm pretty happy with it.
I do
Yeah.
like the aesthetic look of having 2 lasers at the front of the ship. That's very
Right?
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I just feel like
I didn't know you
fun.
could tie them together like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
So let's before we go, I think you guys have locked in your ship for the most part. You seem to be pretty happy with it. Let's just talk about the weapons really quick. So your 2 light laser cannons are doing, now that they're linked together, which is a very cool thing that you can do in Starfinder, they're doing 44 points of damage, which you can fire at the same time. Your flak thrower is doing 3d4 damage, and it is a point weapon, I believe, right?
Yeah.
The flamethrowers, yeah. Which means you can intercept target-locked weapons, and then you have a light plasma torpedo, which is another... You can now lock onto other ships with that bad boy, and it is kind of like... That's your heavy hitter at 3d8.
Mm-hmm.
This is so cool.
Now, it is long range, which I guess means we can't target anyone short or medium.
I will have to double-check the rules on the range. But yeah, you guys have successfully built your first ship. Congratulations.
Yay.
You've repaired the Maverick.
Oh, that was way easier than than was implied.
Not as easy as crashing it.
Yeah, this auto sheet was pretty sick.
Yeah. I mean, now every time you destroy your ship, you can do it nice and easy.
Can't wait. Excited. Can't wait to get to it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, and we can always look back at the one time we thought we didn't need a med bay.
Yeah, guys.
I know that's going to bite us in the ass so hard.
Those who listen to this episode get the treat of knowing when the medbay thing comes up and we all lose our minds why that happened.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, because that will be a moment that only a small amount of people will get to enjoy. If you guys are comfortable with that, let's wrap this bad boy up and get back into it. Get this ship out in the air.
Can't wait.